where we're making our own snow. It's Late Night who believes that if the program I just announced does not sound good to you, you may need a checkup. Dig.
Thank you very much. Welcome to the program, ladies and gentlemen. Let me share a little glimpse behind the scenes here in big-time network television. For years now, I have maintained that we attract not only the best-looking audiences in American television. I didn't say tonight. Oh, of course. Okay, the best-looking audiences. About a week ago, it occurred to me that our audiences smell good. Really nice-smelling audiences. Tonight, it was proven to me that we also attract the smartest audiences in all of television. I'll give you an example of real brain power at work. I said, we have a couple of seconds. Anybody have a question about anything at all? And a nicely dressed, well-groomed gentleman, very polite, from somewhere, stands up in the back and he says, yeah, you always wear pleated pants? Yeah, thank you very much. So, there he is right there. I have a confession now to make to everybody who attended the big dinner party at my house last night. My electric drink mixer broke, so I had to use my electric shaver. But I think maybe it's not that... Huh? What? Kind of an ugly episode over on the set of Sesame Street yesterday, and authorities are still investigating into this. Apparently, Ernie handcuffed Bert to a water pipe and then beat him unconscious with a piece of lumber. Yeah, with a piece of lumber, like a 2x4 or something, just whapped him. Just whapped him till he just slumped there in his little puppet suit and whapped him. Thank you very much. Yesterday, George Bush, or as we say in Indiana, Bush, presided over the counting of the electoral votes and announced that the final tally, here it was, this is a piece of history in the making. The final tally, 436 votes for George Bush, 111 for Michael Dukakis. I don't know, what do you think, Kevin? All right. 111 for Michael Dukakis, 1 for Lloyd Benson, and 1 for someone named Ben Dover. So you see, ladies and gentlemen, it's... Believe me, I'm not proud of that. It was on the card, and if it's on the card, my hands are tied. Thank you very much. Guys, we'll to fight Mike Tyson. When is the big fight, Morty?
February 25th.
February 25th, where?
Las Vegas, Nevada.
Las Vegas, Nevada.
The Las Vegas Hilton.
The Las Vegas Hilton. Yeah, all right. Anyway, he's the British heavyweight champion?
I think so, yeah.
I'm sorry, Frank Bruno will be fighting.
Thanks a lot.
How are you?
I'm marvelous. What do you expect the drop in the pit to be at the Las Vegas?
See, I don't know what that means when you say drop in the pit. I have no idea what that means.
You know what it means just as well as I know what it means.
No, I don't.
That is what the amount of money that a casino takes in. You see, all of the money goes into the slots and the tables up here, kind of filters down through the pit bosses and everything, goes right down into a big pit down here, and it just collects.
Gosh, what a lovely visual aid.
Thank you very much.
That's right.
So it seems to me that when
the drop in the pit is what the
big heavyweight
pigeons
fight took place, a lot of high rollers.
Drop in the pit. Well, good point, Paul. I'll ask Frank Bruno about the drop in the pit. That'll be question number 1. Questione numero uno for Mr. Bruno when he comes out here. Questione numero uno. Drop in the pit.
Yeah.
And 1 vote. Who was it for? Ben Dover. All right.
Thank you.
Get that into the archives and over to the Museum of Broadcasting. We have some announcements to make. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, it's our 3rd show of the new year. 3rd show of the new year?
Yes,
1989? Stop it. Stop it. NBC spent a lot of money, a lot of hard work went into this. We have, ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at a brand new set. Very nice.
So, you know, it's spanking new and everything,
Spanking
but
new.
it reminds me of something else.
It's similar, as we say in Indiana, similar to the old set.
What
But
is
it's
the,
brand new, a low mileage set.
Brand new and sparkly, but
Yeah.
What is the difference between the
We even
new
have
set?
brand new pencils. This is a brand new lead pencil right here. Look at that.
Gorgeous.
All right, we're making everybody sit. Okay, I have an announcement to make. What is the date they'll be here? Wednesday of next week. What is that date? Huh?
The 11th.
The 11th or the 12th, whatever
11th
Wednesday happens to be in your household next week of January in our audience. Now, normally we don't announce people who are going to be in the audience, but I think that this is an exception. So try to be here, except of course you won't be able to get tickets because these guys will be here. So I don't even know what I'm saying. It'll be the Russian Red Army hockey team in our audience.
We'll be here, really?
That's right. 35 members of the Red Army hockey team.
Wow.
These guys are not fooling around.
That's great.
Oh, it'll be laughs aplenty that night, won't it? What is this? We don't know. Break his neck. That'll be next Wednesday, the 11th or the 12th, depending on your time zone. All right, now on to the really good news. You know, if you've been watching the past couple of nights, we've been trying to secure the services. Paul, by the way, when you think of airships, lighter than aircraft, what name comes to mind?
Oh, one name comes to mind immediately, the Goodyear blimp.
That's right, the Goodyear blimp, exactly, Paul. And we're having our 7th anniversary show in a couple of weeks, and we felt like it really wouldn't be a celebration without the services of the Goodyear blimp. And we had many, many meetings with the people at Goodyear, the fine folks at the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company in their blimp division there. And finally, it just wasn't going to happen. And we were all very disappointed, and then we thought perhaps we'd use the Fuji blimp, or the Slice blimp, or the MetLife blimp, but none of those would have really the celebratory impact that the Goodyear blimp would have. And we found out earlier today we now have the Goodyear blimp for our big anniversary show. I feel like it's a very lucky day. Hal, show them what we're going to do with the Goodyear blimp when we have it for our anniversary program, which comes on. I'm not sure when it is. There is the Goodyear blimp in flight, and we're just going to run little slogans across there to celebrate our anniversary. It'll be our 7th, and it'll be hovering over some city in Florida. You know, they can't bring it north this time of year, Paul, because of inclement weather. You know, best wishes. And then we'll have a camera in there looking down, and we'll have a camera down on the ground looking up. And all night long, it'll just make it seem like an official real-life adult television primetime celebration. So we couldn't be happier. I don't know how that got in there. That's the kind of thing the Russian hockey team is going to love, huh? Well, what is this crap? Little pencil neck boy. You know, we have time now. Hello. We're going to do a little quiz here for you. Now, this is about the current events of the year past. You know, Paul, the 365 days that were 1988.
Yes.
It was a busy year, don't you think?
It was a big news year.
Yeah, exactly a big new year. You know, as a matter of fact, they're still having trouble with that Gorby gridlock.
I remember that.
Yeah, he's still messed up the traffic.
So this is going to be a sort of a retrospective, then?
A little quiz.
Of the big stories?
That's right.
Of the past year.
Perfectly.
Quiz.
That's right. And the folks at home can take the little quiz and test their current events acumen.
Great.
Maybe we should save this for the Russians, as a matter of fact. Okay, here's quiz question number 1. The team which saw the most money from the world of sports this past year was A, the Washington Redskins, B, the Los Angeles Dodgers, C, Robin Givens and her mother. Number 2. Number 2, unveiled last fall. Its combination of advanced technologies makes it virtually undetectable on radar. A, the stealth bomber. B, the MX missile. C, the custom-built Ford Fiesta I used to commute from Connecticut. Paul, would you, if I have any trouble... All right, Howard. If I have any trouble, could you get me a Canadian license?
Oh, of course. I got
Good.
some pull-up there, yeah.
Question number 3. Since Oprah lost all that weight, you know she dropped a lot of weight.
It was unbelievable. It was great.
About 300 pounds.
Absolutely.
She looks now lovely. I've never seen a lovelier woman.
She looks gorgeous.
That's right. Anyway, since Oprah lost all that weight, she now, A, feels better about herself. Well, who wouldn't? B, has improved her health. C, is the same dress size as Phil Donahue. Odd coincidence. You know, Phil Donahue was wearing a dress there for a while.
I understand, yeah. You'll never let him forget it either.
He's loopy. How are we doing on time? I feel like I'm all alone out here.
Lots of time. No, we're all with you. We're all here with you in the studio.
Thank you very much. I just have some anxiety attacks periodically, but I'll be all right.
Everything's fine.
1 minute now?
Yes. 1 minute to go.
Perfect. 1 minute? Perfect. Number 4, in 1988, Hollywood's most visible non-human was Hollywood's most visible non-human, A, Roger Rabbit, B, Mickey Mouse, C, Sylvester Stallone. So there you go. Capitalist pigs must die. Thank you. Number 5, many don't know that Vice President Dan Quayle is an avid reader. He particularly admires novels that A, shed light on the human condition, B, display a coherent moral philosophy, C, are written from the vampire's point of view. One for you, Paul. Take that home and practice in your apartment.
Thank you very much.
Number 6, the Pope's end-of-the-year message was entitled Encyclical of Peace. B, Letter to the Children of the World. C, Farewell, Old Friend, a tribute to Joe Garagiola. Oh, shut up. Boy, I better not do that when the Ruskies are here. Better not call them Ruskies either. In fact, let's cancel those damn tickets and let's just get the Rangers in here. If we want hockey players, let's... Okay, 2 more and we're done.
Is each one bringing a date, by the way?
Yeah, that's right. 35 plus 1 for each, and then a little reception afterward. Okay. Number 7, millions of Americans were thrilled by their first look at a completely redesigned and rebuilt A, Space Shuttle Atlantis, B, Battleship New Jersey, C, Jessica Hahn. Okay. Oh, boy, it sickens me. 2 more. Number 8, the most surprising thing to most Americans in the past year was this fact. A, long-distance telephone rates decreased. B, train travel was America's #1 means of transportation. C, Grover Cleveland kept a campaign promise. I'm sorry, this is a quiz from 1888.
Dave?
1888.
Dave, excuse me? You know,
yes, Anton.
The telephone was only invented in 1876, right. So 12 years later there really wasn't any long-distance service. Right. Therefore, this joke is historically inaccurate.
Okay, thanks. And that's why they didn't laugh.
I guess.
Here's our last one. Number 9, even critics who scorned it artistically praised the technical achievements of A, the movie Roger Rabbit, B, the yacht, the Trump Princess, C, Al Sharpton's hair. Okay, there you go. We're done. On the program, a talented actor. This man appeared for 6 years on the television series Saint Elsewhere. He has a brand new film. It's the award-winning The Accidental Tourist. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to this program, Ed Begley Jr. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm up and down.
What's the matter? What's the matter? It's
this
a new
leverage
year.
Buyout thing, it's got us all a little nuts. I
don't know what that means.
These LBOs, R.J. Reynolds and Nabisco, all this stuff.
Big mergers and such.
Yeah, my kids, you know, I have a personal service organization. I'm sure you do, a personal service.
Oh, of course I do.
And I think my kids are planning a hostile takeover.
They're going to take over you.
Yes.
That's too bad.
All the signs are there, you know, these gifts, a Christmas gift, a golf bag, I don't golf, and a watch. The note, you've always been a cornerstone of this family. You know, it's very alarming. Yeah. I'm really worried.
Well, why don't you get a nap?
I think maybe I will.
Right here.
Okay.
Now, last time you were here, you were figuring out dates for us, and I understand you were right and we were wrong about something.
And
now, explain what this was.
Through no fault of yours, you had a sheet that said, you asked me what day was August 5th, 1957. Mm-hmm. And I said it was a Monday, and you said, no, it's Tuesday.
All right, we said it was a Tuesday.
Right. And,
but you have is it a formula that
yeah, it's memorizing vast amounts of calendars, and then a formula for this year that applies to other years. There's numbers for each year. It's very complicated and pointless. And I'm sorry that we brought it up. But I was, in fact, right, and I have here to prove, and look, if you will, This is from the back of the phone book. It's a perpetual calendar, and from 1776 to 2080. And the number 3 here, you will look and see next to 1957, there is in fact a number 3. Do you need this?
I don't know what we're looking at.
Right about there.
1955, 56, 57.
We're going to take a little break. We'll be right
3.
back.
No, there's a 3. So what does it prove?
So 3 right there.
Is 3.
I just want to prove, so you don't think I'm now pulling some...
But then 3 what?
I'm sorry, 3. Now look, August 5th.
August 5th is...
Monday.
Is a Monday.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So you didn't think I was up here with a bunch of chin music saying something that was not in fact true?
Well, let's do it again.
Okay. Oh, you have some for me?
We have some here. I can give you any date in history.
Wow, okay.
And you give me the...
Okay.
Geez, who knew they had phones in 1776? See, I'm a professional, so... all right, Ed, here's the date. And this is not some little simple party trick. This is a legitimate formula.
It's legitimate. Give me the year first, if you will,
okay.
when I start thinking of that
And he
year.
can tell you the day that fell on.
Yeah, I think I'll be able to do that.
Bob Hope's very first GI camp show, when he started doing the holiday shows.
Oh, yeah.
And the year you want first, 1955.
Okay.
January 9.
9. Whew. That's a Sunday.
Unbelievable, right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank
According
you.
to our research, it is a Sunday. Now,
Thank you. It's an idiot savant thing. I am the Rain Man, I think. Thank you. I think I am just a little off. I just wasted 5 minutes of our precious time.
Oh, no, we don't consider that to be wasted.
It's all. There's no downtime here, is there?
Television, yes, sir. It's headed straight out to the ionosphere. How are things in Ojai?
Things in Ojai are kind of nice. I'm not there much anymore, but I make some furniture, and now I'll be making some furniture in Los Angeles. I moved back to L.A., I moved back to the city.
Oh, you don't live in Ojai anymore?
No, I don't live in Ojai.
And you've been traveling? You were filming Accidental Tourist, many locations?
Accidental Tourist, yes, a fine film with William Hurt, Kathleen Turner, Gina Davis, myself, Amy Wright, Bill Pullman. I could go on, but I won't. Yeah. And a wonderful movie. I strongly suggest it's a feel-good movie of the 80s. Yeah.
This won the New York Film Critics Award.
Yes, New York Film Critics Award. And I have some small part in it. I mean, a lot of my stuff was cut out, and I imagine someone might be bitter about this, but this is a Larry Kasdan movie, and he did The Big Chill, and Kevin Costner was cut out of that, and it did rather well.
I was cut out of The Big Chill as well.
You were, weren't you?
In the beginning, it wasn't a large part, but nonetheless, it didn't get on the...
You had that thing at the European Laboratory for Particle Physics that started the whole thing in Geneva.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think I'll just play along here. What are we doing? Commercial. All right, when we come back...
1970, yes.
A little later than... Yeah, no, about 70. Yeah. What? So you live... Hello. You're living in... what's the worst place you ever lived? You're from California, I guess.
I'm from California. I spent a good amount of time once on location in an area that was very tough. I was in Yugoslavia,
For what film?
You talked. It was called Transylvania 6/5000s with the wonderful Jeff Goldblum and Gina Davis. Yes.
Man and wife?
Yes, they are. They met on that movie. I introduced them. I had a hand in that.
Really?
Yes.
She's a very nice woman.
Wonderful. She was here just last week, but I digress. Yeah. You were talking about the Russians, and according to the Russians and everyone, Albania, all the other countries, Czechoslovakia, the garden spot of all those nations is Yugoslavia. And I went there, so I can only imagine how rough it is in some of these other places.
It was unpleasant.
Whoa, very tough, just to get food there. I mean, the national dish of Yugoslavia is pork tartare, which gives you an idea of where you're going with the food. There's meat and everything. You cannot get anything without meat. And you say, what do you have? We have veal, beef, and pork. Well, I don't want any of that. No meat. Well, we have lamb. No, I don't want anything like that. Just we have eel and squid. No, not even seafood. Just bring me some yogurt.
And it comes spa plate is what you're looking for.
That's it. You get pepperoni chips and yogurt even. I mean, it's just.
But what about the people? The people must have been warm and friendly.
They're a hardy lot. Nice people. On one hand, a very muscular people. Mustache,
they must have thought that
and you should
were,
see the Yugoslavian men. Get back.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that was coming.
I'm sorry. No one down Fifth Avenue.
So anyway, but now you moved back to Los Angeles, and was there ever a time when you were living in a bad part of Los Angeles? I don't think so, because of your background. You were probably.
I lived I had some bad luck in Los Angeles. I was living in a nice area, but I once found. An actual person cut up in my trash in Los Angeles.
Yeah, that is a nice area.
Yeah. That's a nice area. This is in Studio City. You know Studio City. That's a swell area, but it was, I guess, a bad time there. I went to my trash, and I found a person.
Well, now, how was this called to your attention, first of all?
It got a little funky around the backyard there. Got a little bit ripe. And so I went out back to the trash to see what was going on. And then I didn't really find. I saw something. Your mind doesn't work that way. I thought, oh,
sure,
it's a pet or something. You never in a million years think, oh, there's a body. Just go, oh, God, well, someone should call the Humane Society. And then all of a sudden I come back from some errands, and there's all these cops and big Graflex cameras, 4x5 cameras, and now what are they doing? And now the odor's just terrible. And I see they're asking me questions about what I'm dumping in my trash. And then they have, like, laid out there a schematic of something. It's just these parts. And I think, what is that? Looks like a hassock or something. Looks like an ottoman. It's a torso. You know, it's... Oh, my God. Whoa.
Oh, my God, you actually saw it?
Yeah, saw it.
And was your first reaction, damn kids?
Bitch will never mess with me again. No,
now
I shouldn't trifle with some poor unfortunate soul.
that's ugly.
Yeah.
But were you ever under suspicion because it was in proximity to where you lived?
No, they figured, I mean, what kind of idiot, you know, would try to just, I just put it out there and hope
With the rice-a-roni out back.
And hope that, when's pickup day? Monday? How bad? Is it warm out? No, over the weekend it's not. I heard the weatherman say it's going to be chilly, so we'll be fine till Monday. I mean...
Just let it go till trash day. Oh, God. And the new film is in wide release now?
Wide release, Accidental Tourist, directed by Larry Kasdan.
Yeah, you mentioned that earlier.
Wonderful job.
Yeah, it's getting great reviews, isn't it?
I'm kind of hoping for another job with Larry, aren't I?
Yeah, I guess so. And then future television work coming your way?
I'm doing a series for our friend, Rob Reiner. I think you count him as a friend as well. And he's doing a series with me, 6 episodes for another network.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it'll be good.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Miller Lite with a beautiful woman, then their Uncle Louie. And Miller Lite there's no reason to watch this commercial. Ignore this phone number. Miller Lite, only a beer that tastes this great.
And what are those, drums? Nice going. Pretty impressive. Here tonight we're relaxing upstairs in my office with my new copy of Grit magazine. It's America's family magazine, but I read it as well. And I came across what I thought was a pretty interesting article, and it's simple enough. It's the kind of thing that it's one of those really good ideas. You say to yourself, why didn't somebody ever do an article about this before? But here it is. It's about celebrities and their hobbies and what they do. And it turns out these 3 that they've featured, Michelle Lee and Lonnie Anderson, they collect things. And then Maury Amsterdam. Here, this is what really caught my eye. Maury Amsterdam has put together, I guess, over his professional life, a collection of cello-related statuettes. You know, he plays the cello, is a cellist, and that's how he relaxes with this collection of cello-related statuettes. And when I saw that, I got to thinking, other people on our staff have hobbies as well. Why not spend a minute visiting with them about their various collections and so forth? So we're going to do that here, if you don't mind. Paul, why don't you start off? I see you already have your collection there.
I do, as a matter of fact, and I guess you might expect what I to collect, and it's true. I collect piano-related statuettes, and I brought a few of them in. People have been giving them to me as presents. I got interested. I started collecting them. You can see the cute little girl over here. And
how many do you have,
Betty
Paul?
Boop over here. How many?
How many? Yeah.
Oh, gee, I got hundreds of these at home. This is a cute one here.
Do you have a favorite?
This is one of my favorites I brought along. It's a completely metal, all made out of bolts and knives and stuff.
Thanks, Paul, for sharing.
Good hobby, sure.
That's very, very nice. And also, one of our stage managers, Biff Henderson, brought in part of his collection. Tell us about that, Biff. What is that?
Yeah, Dave, I find it rather interesting. I tell you quite frankly, it's a collection of statuettes of Maury Amsterdam.
It's... Those are statuettes of Maury Amsterdam, yeah.
Right.
And do you have a favorite one there?
Yes, I think I like this one with him with the cello.
Playing the cello, yeah. Do you have a lot of those, Biff?
Not as many as Paul.
Yeah.
But I'm getting there.
Yeah, but you enjoy it, and it's a good way to spend your free time.
I couldn't think of anything better to do.
Yeah. Do we have time for one more? Anton, did you bring in something?
Well, you know, there's an amazing coincidence, because I collect articles about Maury Amsterdam's collection of cello-related statuettes.
And Anton, how long have you been collecting these?
That's about 20 years now. So.
And could you share a couple of those with us?
Sure. Okay, this is the one you just showed.
Wow. Wow, you're really on the ball.
Yeah, well, I try, you know. Okay, and this is from '69. Here's one funny man who collects cello-related statuettes. And this one's from '74.
Right.
Dial MOREY for cello-related statuettes.
Right. And how many would you say you have total?
3.
Yeah, just those 3.
Yeah. But you know, the hobby. Surprisingly, though, it really takes up, you know, most of my free time.
I see. But I guess because they're so rare that when you find one, you're really excited.
It's heaven, Dave.
Yeah, all right. Thank you very much. So, there you go. Just a little something I found in the Grit magazine earlier today. Well, friend and a good woman. I'm sorry, a very, very funny woman and a good friend. From January 19th through the 21st, she will be performing at the Club 1407, right here in New York City. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the comedy star of our show, Carol Leifer.
Thank you very much. So, New York City, here we are, the greatest city in the world, ladies and gentlemen, huh? Oh, yeah. A lot of people put this city down. I think this is a very easy city to be happy in. Really, because if we can go to sleep at night and say to ourselves, hey, at least today, I wasn't slain. You're ahead of the game. Now, is it just me or there are about 8 people left in this city that are not going through the garbage, ladies and gentlemen? I don't get it, you know what I mean? I see a nice looking guy, little tie, briefcase, next thing I know, his head's in the garbage. And there's no bigger dating turnoff, I don't think. Well, he took me to see Les Mis, and then we looked for cans. It was bad. You know what I love about this city, though? It's one of those cities where 1 second you're driving along, you're in a very ritzy, very elegant area, and then like 2 seconds later, you're in a very different neighborhood. Where you're doing the subtle elbow car door lock move. Now let me ask you this, how come every car mechanic shop in the country has the most foreign guy in the world answering the phone? Trying to get my car, yeah, the name is Leifer. 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 L-E-I-F like in Frank, E-R. Frank Leifer. So, you know, I'm getting a little tired of on TV, this Wilford Brimley guy. Does he do, like, every commercial now? Hello, I'm Wilford Brimley for Tampax. You know, if you're like me. Hollywood Squares. Anybody see it last week when Roddy McDowell was on? No, I love the way they introduced him. There they go. From Planet of the Apes. Nice recent credit, Roddy. From Talkies. So I'm a single gal, proud to say I'm a member of the heterosexual community. Thank you. In fact, I'm president of our neighborhood watch. Yeah, I was married, but it didn't work out. I still maintain that I was tricked into marriage. He told me I was pregnant. I have to admit, though, I'm very attracted to younger men. Yeah. Well, not too young, though. I went on this guy recently. He was a little too immature, you know? I get these phone calls at like 3 in the morning. Hi, I was just thinking about you, and I think there's a monster in my room. You know who I'd really like to marry, though? The lead guitar player from U2. The Edge. Yeah. I'd really like to. I don't know the guy or anything, you know, just purely so I could go, Mom, this is the Edge. The edge, this is mine. Nice to meet you, the edge. Would you like to sit at the end of the table? I'll tell you though, folks, it's slim pickings out there. And you know what it is? When you're first single, you're so optimistic. You know, at the beginning, you're like, well, I want to meet a guy who's really smart, really sweet, really good looking, has a really good career. 6 months later, you're like, Lord, any mammal with a day job. Thank you very much.
You look terrific. Your hair has gotten bigger, hasn't it?
It is a little bigger.
You're in the big hair club, but it looks nice.
Well, it's my Lee press-on hair.
Oh, well, you're having good luck with it. Now, I just jotted this little note down here. This is the most interesting comedy segue I've heard in some time.
Yes?
Anybody here see Hollywood Squares last week? Does that get a lot of
You know, maybe people have
well,
seen
I like
it. I watched the show.
Of course you do. Where you been? I know you just back from Martinique. Was that recently?
Yes.
Was that
I was
fun?
on a cruise last week again, yeah. But you know what it is? You know, you go to Martinique, you go someplace foreign, the last thing you want to see or hear are other people that remind you of being home.
Well, I would think that that's so far away that you would see a lot of
I mean,
foreign
here I
people.
was in Martinique, right? Beautiful French,
The Paris
outdoor
of
market.
the Antilles.
Right. And then I'd hear like, hey, Tony, buy it. It's like $2 or something.
Yeah, that's too bad. Yeah. You got a tan, you look great, and let's see, what else here? We Club 1407, what's the matter?
You're reading that. You got a tan, you look great. Oh, thank you.
It's time to go. I'm just summarizing. If it's not written down, there's not a chance in hell it'll get on. Club 1407.
Yes.
19th through the 20th. It's a new club, probably?
It's a new club in Cobb's next week in San Francisco.
Cobb's in San Francisco, the 11th through the 15th of January. Good to see you. Happy Milton. Our next guest will be fighting Mike Tyson. Does that sound like a good idea to you? This at stake is the World Heavyweight Championship. Let's take a look at Mr. Bruno in action here on some videotape. Wow. My goodness. Yikes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Frank Bruno. Frank. Good to see you. Come around here. Because you can tell by looking in my eyes, if I wanted to, I could drop you. Sit down. Just sit down, Frank.
You're ready.
Sit down and don't make trouble. We'll be done in about 6 minutes. Nice to see you. Did I get your title right? You're the reigning heavyweight champion of Great Britain. Is that correct?
Former European champion.
Former European champion. And now this fight with Tyson has been in the making for a long time, hasn't it?
For about 7, 9 months now.
And it was he had several problems, a lot of personal difficulty. Now, when you're over there, do you live in London?
Yeah, I live in England. Yeah,
in England,
in sunny England.
And when you read about this, or when your manager calls you and says, "Did you hear about Tyson?" and so on and so forth, how do you react to that as a fighter and also a guy who can look forward to fighting him one day?
It's so difficult because for 7 months I've been sort of like on standby, raring to go. The date has been set.
Yeah.
It's been cancelled, been set, been cancelled.
Does that alter your training? It must.
Very, very much. Yeah. You know, it alters your state of living as well, because her indoors, you've got to say you've got a headache tonight, love, I may be fighting next week and the fight's cancelled and so forth, things like that.
Do you find you get discouraged by that and say, oh, heck, I don't want to fight him at all?
That's a difficult question, because if I had a job like yours, if I had a part-time job like yours, I could go into that. I'm not a solicitor or nothing like that.
I'm going to let that one go, Frank. Now, you know Tyson. You worked with him before, didn't you?
Yeah, I've done about 30 rounds of him. You know?
As a sparring partner?
Not a sparring partner. My manager, Terry Lawless and Mickey Duff, who's a promoter, they sort of like, when I first started, they brought me over to Catskill Mountains to spar with him, and I was training over in the Catskill.
How long ago was that?
That was about 4 years ago.
And at the time, what was your assessment of his abilities then?
Yeah, he was very good, very young, very hungry, you know.
And what do you think I hate to phrase this question this way.
No, you phrase it any way you want to, Dave, you know what I mean? You phrase it.
And then we'll sweep up the teeth later, I guess. But he seems to be, at least to somebody, I don't know a great deal about the sport of boxing, but he seems to be, and I think people will agree generally, at this stage of his life, invincible.
I wouldn't go so far. I think this is the peak time to beat a Mike Tyson, you know, with all these problems and whatever he's going through. He's never been over 2 stone before.
I'm sorry, he's never been over what?
He's never been over 2 stone in weight or poundage, David. I've got to slow down.
2 stone is the equivalent of what?
Boy, that's a difficult question. That's poundage. I don't know the poundage in America. Sorry?
28. He weighs...
Come on down.
He's... What's going on here? So he's fighting at a heavier weight than normal, is what you're saying?
Very heavy. Yeah. Very heavy.
What is your strength as a heavyweight?
I think my strength is the power. I don't think Mike Tyson has fought much more better, sweeter lollipop fighters than me. But
lollipop fighters?
Sweet as lollipops.
Sweet as lollipops, yeah.
You know, they're very, very stylish, but I don't think he's fought some with the power what I've got. And I've been in the ring with him, so I don't really fear him at all. I fear you more, Dave.
Most men do, you know, Frank.
I'm not that... I'm not that way inclined, Dave. I'm not that way inclined.
What was I going to... Oh, how old a man are you, Frank?
I'm 27 now.
27, Dave, and Michael Tyson is what?
22.
Now, is the 5 years any real difference once you get into the ring? Does it mean anything there?
Not really. Sometimes a man of 27 could have more experience. Sometimes a man of 22 can have more experience. It depends how you've been brought up.
Yeah. Are you frightened at all? Are you nervous? Do you get nervous before fights?
I'm more nervous of talking to you, Dave, because I've heard so much about you, you know, so I'm not too sure what you're going to come out with next, so I'm on guard, you know?
Is this going to be a big payday for you? Will this be your biggest?
You could say it's been my biggest payday, but I'm not looking at the payday because out of boxing, I'm not too well known in America, but in Europe, I've made enough corn. Corn is what you call it. Yeah, that's money. Another word for money. I made quite a little bit of money, so money ain't the real motive.
No, of course, it's not the motivation, but it is.
Help pay the light bills
it's a big. Is it like? Has it been published? The purse has it been published?
Boy, I don't really like to publish my what I get. It's a bit difficult.
5 million?
Not too sure. About the same as what you get. You know, just a little bit more.
And are you training now in the United States?
Yeah, well, I flew over from London today on Concorde, you know, so I had to have a press conference, and I was told I had to meet you. If I didn't meet you, I can't go.
Standard procedure, right? Yeah, right. Or we lift your title.
Right. Give me a few slaps or something. Like
and then you go to Las Vegas, and then you put
Arizona.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Right here. Frank. Boom. Oh, see. Because that's it. You know, but you were this close to seeing birds.
What, human birds or the birds that fly in the tree?
Tweety birds.
Oh, right.
Best of luck, Frank.